It is a key event and many are awaiting the decisions that will come out of it. The Spring European Council will take place in Brussels next week. European leaders and policymakers are already warming up for what will likely be a heated debate, especially on topics like the economy.
We want this summit to be ambitious. We cannot afford it to fail. Leaders will be looking at prospects for growth and employment, at reforms of the global financial system and of the international financial institutions.
It's been dubbed Europe's worst crisis in 50 years, and officials express particular concern over the social impact of the crisis.
We have to focus our energy on employment and on helping people make it through the crisis. This requires determination and imagination. We need to help companies to keep workers on their books.
Governments and entire industries have asked for bailouts. This has raised concerns over protectionism that could deepen the divide between member states.
The recession doesn't show any sign of getting a loser. So we really need to do something, and this crisis has financial roots. So we need to fix the financial system first of all.
The lack of consensus on what should be done about the crisis has pitted old and strong states against new and weaker members. The best example is the refusal to bail out Eastern Europe, although experts point to worse cases.
The situation in Eastern Europe is not so bad. The problem is elsewhere, in the Baltic countries.
While the economic crisis will dominate talks next week, the Spring Council will also tackle other issues, such as the signing of a global climate pact in Copenhagen this December.
Climate change will not stop as the economy slows, and the poorest countries will suffer still from our carbon consumption. So recession must not mean inaction.
Another major topic will be energy security. This comes after Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin recently threatened to cut off gas supplies to Ukraine again if the country doesn't pay its debts.
Energy security is an evergreen. It's being discussed at almost all European councils. A lot is being discussed, but very little is being done. This time could be different. Could be different because Ukraine is very weak, and we could propose a common control over Ukrainian pipelines.
Russia cut off gas to Europe on January 1st, which interrupted supplies to Europe, resulting in severe and deadly shortages. Efforts to contain the current economic crisis have already prompted several emergency summits. But many hope that next week's Spring European Council will be different, less about rhetoric and more about action. Anna Moya, Press TV, Brussels.